Sunrise paints the highway gold, another mile to go. Got my coffee hot and strong, feeling that diesel flow. From the mountains to the plains, across the country wide, there's a story in each hall, with Todd right by my side. Oh, Trucker Todd, he's on the road with his camera in hand, sharing tales from the big rig across the promised land. From the engine's roar to the scenic view, every moment clear and bright. Trucker Todd, he lights up the screen day and through the night. He shows us how the gears all shift, the struggles and the grace. The lonely stretch is friendly, stops at a steady, honest pace. For every truck stop, diner meal, and every sunset hue, Todd's there with a friendly wave, making every journey new. Oh, Trucker Todd, he's on the road with his camera in hand, sharing tales from the big rig across the promised land. From the engine's roar to the scenic view, every moment clear and bright. Trucker Todd, he lights up the screen day and through the night. He's got the tips for maintenance, the jokes to make you smile, connecting strangers far and near, from mile after mile. It's more than just a journey, it's a community so grand. With every upload, every trip, he's the best in all the land. Oh, Trucker Todd, he's on the road with his camera in hand, sharing tales from the big rig across the promised land. From the engine's roar to the scenic view, every moment clear and bright. Trucker Todd, he lights up the screen day and through the night. So give a like and subscribe to Todd's channel, true and bold. More adventures on the way, stories yet untold. Honk, honk.
All righty, welcome in everybody. Long time no see. It's been crazy around here lately. There's a lot going on, a lot to talk about, and we're going to jump right into it today. We're also going to talk about this hat here in just a second. But before we do, let's hop in here. My laptop is looking really, really choppy. I hope it's not choppy on y'all's end. But let's say hello to the channel members first. We got some new ones since the last live we did, and we want to give them a shout out. Got a bunch of them now. It looks like we've got at least 16. Got Robbie Ross, Ramon, Adam, Racing Ray, Corey, Jesus Name Above All Names, Michael, Oser DM, Adam again, 404 Trucker Dave, Smoke Transport, Late Bloomer, Darth Wampus, Gary, My Name is Nobody, and Kevin Snipes. Kevin Snipes is who I want to talk about first. Normally, we don't mention names on here without people's permission. I did get his permission, and so I do want to bring him up and talk about him for just a second. He emailed me a while back and asked me if he could send me something in the mail. I always get a little nervous when I hear that, but like, yeah, you can send me something. And so he sent me a hat. And I want to talk about the hat because it's a really special hat. I'm going to take it off just for a second. And, one thing that I want to say is this channel has always had great viewers and such that, sometimes there will be a question in the comments and somebody will say something to help another driver or something like that. Or I'll be having a bad day or a bad week and somebody will come along with the right message or a phone call or something to really make a difference. And I know I've been that to a few of y'all as well. So I really like the community that we've built here. I like that we call the channel members the Gorilla Gang. I like that it came from a negative context. Somebody meant it as a bunch of dumb knuckle draggers. And my guys went, hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, let's be the Gorilla Gang. And so even when they try to insult us, we're able to rise above it. And so I think that's really cool. But Kevin Snipes, who was the last channel member I mentioned, sent me a hat, and he said he got it out of the merch store of another YouTube channel that I have not had a chance to watch yet, but I intend to watch. And I just want to show you this hat and why it's special to me, and want to publicly thank Kevin Snipes for this hat. So I passed by the house real quick and I was able to pick it up. You guys know at the end of this month, I'm taking a week off. I'll still be answering your phone calls, your emails, your comments on the videos, things like that. And I'll try to put a couple of videos out through the week. So on the front of the hat, and hopefully you can see this, says faith over fear. It's real hard. Let me do this. Let me take the background off. Sometimes that makes it easier. And y'all can see this hat because it's a really important hat and it really means a lot to me. And I'm probably going to have people make fun of me, and that's fine. But I'm extremely grateful for this hat. I want everybody to forgive the mess in the truck. But on the front of it, it says faith over fear. On one side, it has a cross. On the back, it has Hebrews 11:1. And then on the other side, it has a lion, which is a symbol of God's majesty, his power, things like that. I think this is really, really cool. But this is something you don't see. When you look inside the bill, it says the future looks bright. And then if you look inside the hat, this may be the harder thing to see. It's got crosses. It's got the lion symbol. I thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to misspeak. And so I'm really, really impressed with this hat. It means a lot because of what I've gone through, both in the channel and my personal life with health problems, things like that. Trucks burning to the ground, truck accidents, things like that. And, sometimes, you need to have faith over fear. But sometimes it's nice to just see it on some of your apparel and things like that. And so I want to publicly thank Kevin Snipes for this hat. It really means a lot to me, so much so that I'm even still carrying it in the box that came in to keep it protected and safe. But I thought it was just an awesome gift and a really kind thought. And I really appreciate him for that. And, I was talking about the Gorilla Gang and how special those people are. And even my viewers that aren't part of the Gorilla Gang, some of you I already see in the comments. I hate to start mentioning people because I inevitably always leave somebody out. But my brother on his channel, my brother has a gaming channel. He was talking about sayings that Dad used to say, and this one I didn't remember until after my brother said it, but it's one that I want you to think about when you're taking advice from people and criticism. Dad Dad would say, never take criticism from somebody you wouldn't take advice from, and never take advice from somebody you wouldn't take criticism for. That's where I'm fortunate. I've got a lot of people in here that I have an immense amount of respect for, that, when they give me advice, I take it to heart, because they're somebody that I would take criticism from. And when they when they criticize me, I know it's coming from a place of trying to help. And so I listen to their criticism. Sometimes I take their advice, sometimes I don't. But it's nice to have that circle around me. I've talked about it before. I had a guy, a big YouTuber that I used to talk to, that had 40,000 subscribers. And back then I had like 3,500, 4,000 subscribers. And he said, Todd, I would gladly trade my 40,000 for your 3,500, 4,000, because of the quality of people you got, the loyalty and things like that. So I do definitely want to thank Kevin Snipes for the hat, but I also want to personally thank each and every one of you. I know that, let me say this too while I'm in here. Sometimes in the comments, I can come across as egotistical. I can come across as full of myself. And I would tell you that I go through the same struggles and thought processes that each of you do. I will tell you also, though, I'm pretty confident. So sometimes that confidence may come across as arrogance, but I just, I've been doing this long enough that I kind of know what I'm doing. Having said that, I am willing to listen to different opinions as long as we can keep it respectful. Some of you have asked about the shorts. I'll admit there's way too many of them. They are a necessary evil in the YouTube world. First of all, this video will probably go 1 to 2 hours. Most people, including myself, don't have time to watch a 2-hour video or a 1.5-hour video. The shorts are kind of like appetizers at a restaurant. They are AI generated. That's why you'll see misspelled words and things like that. And they allow people to watch a short 30 or 60-second clip. Sometimes they're up to 2 minutes long. I've got the perimeter set where they can be up to 3 minutes long. But they allow people to kind of sample the channel, and hopefully they like what they hear and they come back for the longer videos. They help with engagement, even on like Facebook and stuff. And so they really do help the channel. Although I do realize that you get way too many notifications. Something else I want to mention. I am also now monetized on Facebook, and on TikTok partially. So if you're not following me on the Trucker Todd Facebook page, or the Trucker Todd TikTok page, or the Trucker Todd Instagram, I would encourage you to go check those out as well. Generally, it's the same content, but sometimes I put special content on each of the platforms. Some of them are better for some things than other things. And we are looking at adding more platforms in the future. So if I'm not currently on your favorite platform, I might be real soon. I'm looking at the pros and cons of each one of them and how they mesh up with StreamYard and things like that. Let's see, what else? A little bit of bad news. Everybody's been asking me how TransAm's going. So far, so good. But this past week, my dispatcher called me, and he's going to start working a 7 days on, 7 days off schedule. Several of the dispatchers are doing that here at TransAm. And I'm a little nervous about it. I ain't going to lie. I'll be the first to tell you, I believe I have the best dispatcher in the company. I'll also be willing to acknowledge that he doesn't do it all. It's a team effort. And I have not met the other one yet. Friday was my dispatcher's last day for a week. Still dealing with the old guy I used to deal with on the weekends. Not old as in age, but the previous guy I used to deal with on the weekends. And so at some point I'll meet this new dispatcher, and fingers crossed all will go well. I just kind of feel like we're, well, I don't want to prejudge him. I'm sure this new guy's great, but it's tough to lose a really good dispatcher 2 weeks a month. Excuse me. I'm been a little under the weather the past couple of days, and my voice is going as well. So these are not deal breakers, not leaving the company over it, but do want to make everybody aware that things are going to get interesting the next couple of weeks as I try to adjust to this new schedule, this new dispatcher, and things like that. My current dispatcher, the one I really like, the one I'll still have 2 weeks a month, said he was allowed to take 5 drivers with him when he did this new schedule. And I was the first of the 5 he picked. And he called to ask me if I wanted to go with him or take my chances with another dispatcher. He knew from a previous review video that I'd done that I was going to want to keep him. And so that was a big compliment that he's got, depending on, I don't know how many he's got in his fleet. I would guess 30 to 50 drivers. And if he got told to pick 5 and I was the first of the 5, that's a good feeling and much appreciated. So it tells me that my thoughts about him and his work performance are probably reciprocated, and he appreciates me and what I do as well. So he and I will still be working together. This coming Friday or Saturday will be the next time I work with him again. And so we'll just see what happens. But we got other big news coming. We're getting near the end of this 90-day lease. It happens in May, I think around the 3rd week in May. And I've got multiple options on the table. I know there's some rumors going around on YouTube that I'm leaving TransAm. I can tell you that none of the things I'm entertaining, none of the options I'm considering involve me leaving TransAm. I have no plans to leave here. And so we'll just take it from there. So that's what I would say about those things. This is why I'm doing a live tonight instead of just a recorded video. I know there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of rumors circulating on the internet, and I'm just here to separate fact from fiction. I don't like seeing how messy my truck is, so I am going to put the background back up. All righty. Let's jump into your comments. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. When I do these pop-up lives, I never know how many people's going to show up. But I definitely, especially on a Sunday night, some of you are returning to work, and some of you are at home time, but I definitely appreciate all y'all being here. I still hope to one day get back on a regular schedule. It's amazing how well this channel's doing for how sporadic my video output has been. And like I say, I know the shorts can be a pain in the tail, but they're kind of carrying the channel right now until I can get back to a full schedule. I think a lot of people forget that on top of making these videos, which are time consuming, that I'm also driving a truck 70 hours a week. And I'm also involved in several other things. And so sometimes time is my biggest issue. I would love to do a lot more of this, but sometimes time is the problem. But I do try to accommodate everyone as much as I can, and I do appreciate everyone as much as I can. Anybody that's ever tried to call me knows how hard I can be to reach sometimes, or email me for that matter. But I do try to get back to everybody as quick as I can. If I don't get back to you in a reasonable time, please call me again. Please email me again. I don't purposefully ignore anybody or without them knowing it. Now, I had to cut a guy last week that I caught him trying to sabotage me, and it was a tough decision. It was hard to do. He had been a good friend for many years, but it had to be done. And I don't think he understood that if he would have apologized to me, we might have been able to save things. But instead, he just said, "Man, I understand." I told him on the phone verbally in a live phone call. I didn't leave him a voicemail or nothing. That's what's going on. And he said he understood. Was kind of hoping for an apology. We could have salvaged our friendship. But it is what it is. There's another YouTuber that some of you watch that he frequently likes to badmouth me on his channel. And I think he and I could work a lot of things out with an apology too, but I'm not holding my breath for that one. I actually ran into him at Matt's, and he kind of cowered in the bathroom and tried to avoid me after saying that he wanted to confront me. So it worked out for me. I was in a hurry anyway. I was leaving the bathroom, and I had to go do that truck parking club interview. And so I didn't have a lot of time to deal with drama anyway. So anyway, all right, let's get into some comments. If you guys got any questions about anything I just talked about, I'll be happy to circle back around and answer your questions. First in today is Gary Cook. Says he'll be tuning in from Beloit, Wisconsin, on his way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, delivering in the morning. Yeah, me too. I am in Alabama. And up until now, I could have told you the name of the town. It is Loxley, Alabama. And I'm about a mile from my delivery. It delivers at 2 a.m. So I'll go over there about midnight, a couple hours early, and deliver at that time. I got here 24 hours early, actually about 25 hours early. And they did try to reschedule it for me, and the receiver wasn't having none of it. So it was fine with me. I needed to do some laundry. I needed to get a shower, things like that. So it was no big deal having to wait. I know some of you like to run hard. Not me. I got other stuff to do besides just driving. So 1 or 2 down days a week does not kill me. By the way, I'm noticing this on a lot of tech channels. This is an aluminum can. Why are we now calling aluminum aluminium? I'm noticing car reviewers are doing that too. It has aluminium drag links. It has aluminium, control arms. No, it's aluminum. Same thing with phones. They're saying it has an aluminium frame. Why is that aluminium and this is aluminum? I don't get it. Does it sound fancier? Well, my can ain't showing up now. But I just think it's weird. It seems like the last couple of years, first guy I heard do it was a Yankee, and I thought, well, maybe it's just because he's a Yankee. But all these tech channels, all these automotive channels, instead of calling it aluminum, they call it aluminium, and I don't get it. Maybe some of you can answer that for me. And Mr. Ted Van Buskirk is here. He says, hello, sir. I'll be here. Hope all is well. I'm glad you made it in tonight, Mr. Ted. How's things going in your neck of the woods? And Mr. Roger Berry's here. I'm on home time. I got some medical tests in the morning. Going to be part of the replay gang. Hope all is well. Stay safe, everyone. All right, Roger, we'll say a prayer for you. I hope everything's okay. If you need anything, holler at me, email me, text me something. Let me know how things are going for you. And Adam Murley, channel member, moderator, here from the house. Hope everything is going well. Yes, sir. This week was bad. It was the first time at TransAm I've been in the hole, but it's because I spent 4 days at Matt's, 5 days at Matt's. I expected to be in the hole, and I was just barely in the hole. And I was prepared for it. I'd put some money back to be okay this week, so everything is fine. But next week should be Mediocre, because it'll pay back the part of this week, and then I had a decent week. On the weeks I've been running, I've been averaging around 5,900, 6,000 a week gross revenue, and so when you do that, it works out to be a pretty decent check. I did have a TransAm driver ask me, "Well, Todd, I don't see how you're making money with fuel prices like they are." He says, "I work at TransAm and you're making more than I am." And I asked him to email me some of his settlements. Let's look at them. Let's figure out what's going on. But I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on without looking at them. I turned down 2 loads in one day last week that didn't pay good. I turned down a load earlier today that didn't pay good. You have to be selective about where you run. You have to know freight lanes. You have to know what's a fair rate, what's not a fair rate. And you also have to know how to buy fuel, where to buy fuel. Now, fortunately, all of those things can be taught, but somebody has to show you. Somebody had to show me. Somebody needs to show him. Here at TransAm, and I guess at Prime and their other companies that they work with, they send you an optimized fuel route every day. If you follow that, you've already won half the battle. It's going to figure IFTA into the equation. It's going to figure out the best places for you to buy fuel. Of course, being an independent contractor, you can fuel wherever you want to. But I do take their recommendations into consideration. I don't always follow them exactly, but I do take their recommendations into consideration. But if you're hauling loads for under $2 a mile right now, you're just setting yourself up for failure. You need to be hauling loads around $3 a mile, at least. And I'm talking about after the 30%, not before the 30%. So if you're a TransAm driver and if you're struggling, get with me, get with Tammy at TransAm, and figure out what's going on and what's happening. They have to offer you the loads, but the good ones and the bad ones, you don't have to accept them. If your rates aren't where you need them to be, it's going to be tough to make it when fuel prices are what they are. But with this discount and with a good fuel surcharge, you can make it. Now, you're going to have to watch your idling. You're going to have to watch your truck speed. You got to be smart about it. I've also been fortunate lately. I've had a couple of really light loads. This load I've got right now is 26,000 pounds. And it was a long one. It was like 2,500 miles. So it was a long period of time of getting really good fuel economy, which definitely helps. And All Consuming Jaws says, hit that like and thumbs up. Yes, please, everybody, hit the like, hit the thumbs up. Tell your friends, get them over here watching. Check me out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Just type Trucker Todd in your favorite social media platform, and you'll probably find me. Definitely need more of you on Facebook, on the Trucker Todd page, and on TikTok. That's 2 areas we really need to see some growth. Also, big things are going to be able to happen on this channel once we get to 10,000 subscribers. We're about 2,000 away right now. So anything you can do to help me get to 10,000 would be greatly appreciated. Things such as, if you've got multiple YouTube channels, please subscribe to me on all those channels. Things like that. If you've got friends that are interested in becoming truck drivers, they are truck drivers, they're in a lease purchase, they're considering a lease purchase, they're a company driver, anybody, we welcome everybody in here, even if you think they're going to disagree with some of my haters that are out there. Go ahead and subscribe. You're watching anyway. You might as well get a notification when I put a video out. How else are you going to get triggered if you don't know when a video comes out? Late Bloomer says, hello all. Hello, Late Bloomer. He is also a channel member. I don't remember reading your name a minute ago. That's weird. Maybe you must have just changed your name or something. All Consuming Jaws says cookie. I didn't catch that one. Maybe I'll catch on in a minute. Only thing I can think of, maybe you're talking about the cookie crumbling at the very start during the intro. I think that's pretty cool. And Cheap Freight Hauler says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Cheap Freight Hauler. All Consuming Jaws. Smash that like. Yes, please, everyone. Here's somebody I've been meaning to send a text. My name is Nobody. He's also a channel member. When I ran by the house and got this hat, I gave my wife some of your mom's caramels, and she said to tell you thank you and that they were very good, and for you to tell your mom thank you. And so definitely enjoyed those. I am out of them now. I finished them off, but I don't need to be eating caramel anyway. I got to go to the doctor at the end of this month. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, and thank you for being here. Cheap Freight Hauler says, what's up, Nobody? And All Consuming Jaws says, hello, friends. And let's see here. Channel member, my name is Nobody. CFH. I got to admit, I don't know what CFH means. I learn a lot from you guys. Let me see if Google knows. This would be a fun little game we could play before y'all tell me. Hey, Google. Let's do it this way. Hey, Meta. What does the acronym CFH mean? Well, she gave me the wrong answer. She said it means cubic feet per hour. What else could it mean? She don't know. All right, let's jump back in. Kevin Snipes, channel member. Hey, Todd, hat looks good. Yes, sir. I really, really appreciate it. And All Consuming Jaws. Not sure what that is. Kind of looks like a monkey. And W. Jones says, good evening from Bama. I'm in Alabama right now. I'm in Loxley, Alabama. But good evening to you. Thank you for being here. Late bloomer channel member. Absolutely awesome. Exactly. Well, let me look it up real quick. Cheap Freight Hauler says, amazing hat. I would like to know which channel that came from. Let me look for you real quick. I was going to write it down before the show, and I just figured out CFH stands for Cheap Freight Hauler. It just came to me. All right, let me look and see if I can get you the name of that channel. So the name of the channel is called Valuetainment. Value and then tain like entertainment and then men, MEN. Valuetainment. And they have a guy named Patrick Bet David. They talk about business, current events, and how to be a better man, husband, and father. I'm definitely going to check out that channel. There's plenty of negativity in the world, and we need more positivity out here. And if that channel's providing it, it's definitely something that I want to watch and be a part of, as much as time will permit. All Consuming Jaws, wise men, talking about the lessons my dad was saying about never take advice from somebody you wouldn't take criticism from, and never take criticism from somebody you wouldn't take advice from. Yeah, like I said, I'd forgot about that. I heard my brother mention it on his channel, and I've tried to keep that in the back of my mind, as well as the messages on this hat about having faith over fear, and things like that. Michael says, good evening, Michael. Let's see, Gary Cook, what are your likes or dislikes about TransAm? So about 75 or 80% of it I really like. The truck is great. My dispatcher's great. The loads have been okay for reefer freight. I like where I've ran. Everybody's been pretty easy to deal with. Things I don't like, you're basically working for two companies at the same time. They are working on improving that. There's some integration they're working on. I do believe it'll get better in time. The money's been really good, better than I expected. They've been very supportive of me doing the YouTube stuff, like going to mats and things like that. Real happy with the truck. Like I said, I've got it's opened a lot of doors for me. I've got big plans in the next month or so. So I'm looking forward to sharing those with you, and they've been a part of that as well. So I can't wait to make some announcements really soon now. Just like we saw in these Iran peace deal talks, all of this stuff is still being hammered out, negotiated, cussed, and discussed. So I may come back in a few weeks and go, yeah, I got nothing. But I think I'm going to have some really good news for you. I'm waiting on a phone call that I should be receiving either Tuesday or Wednesday that's going to answer a lot of questions. And so hopefully I can make some announcements coming soon. I know it seems like I'm dragging it out. I'm trying to build anticipation, things like that. It's not that. I'm just trying to give you a clear picture, and I don't want to give anybody false hope or say things I can't deliver on and things like that. So it's going to be it's going to be upcoming in future videos. I hope everybody's subscribed, because I want y'all to come along for the ride. Michael says, you got to do what have to survive, brother. Don't forget about us. Oh yeah. Actually, it's funny because everybody says, oh, Todd, this YouTube thing is stressful. You should just let YouTube go and concentrate on driving the truck. And they don't understand that YouTube makes driving the truck possible. This is a great stress reliever. There's nights I drive that some of you keep me awake, or I keep you awake while you drive. There's a lot to this that people don't consider. I don't think I could do one without the other. I don't think I could do trucking without YouTube, and I don't think I could do YouTube without trucking. And so definitely you guys play a big part in all of this and help me out a lot. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I can promise you that. Wow, I just seen this. I'm sorry it took me a minute. Chris and Joe on the go. I like the name with the $4.99. I think that's a super chat. Hi, Todd. Just subbed to your channel. Any opinion on IWX Motor Freight? How's orientation at TransAm? How's the road test there? Thanks. So IWX, and I may be wrong about this, it's my understanding that they've been completely folded into TransAm now. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they are, not TransAm, Prime. IWX got bought by Prime a couple of years ago, and it's my understanding that they are completely integrated into Prime now. But like I said, I haven't been following it closely enough to know for a fact. That's just my understanding of events. And as far as orientation at TransAm, they pay you for 2 days of orientation. It's $105 a day. It's usually Tuesday and Wednesday, and you leave out Thursday because they make you log on duty, not drive during orientation since they're paying you. I did not select a truck on the first day, so I actually left out of there Friday morning, waited till the next day to see what else trucks come in. Orientation's not bad. I like the guys that do it. It's like any orientation at any company. They give you a lot of information. There's definitely things I would tweak and change if I were in charge of orientation. There are some things that could be improved, information you need, things like that. But overall, I would call it an average orientation with really good people. As far as the road test, if you don't hear anything else I say tonight, hear me on this road test. Take your time. All it is a swing wide test. Use every inch available out there and swing wide. Go slow. Take your time. It's not a race. Ignore what's going on around you. Focus, focus, focus. They're trying to see if in a stressful situation, if you can handle the truck. I passed it on my first time, me and one other guy in my class. Everybody else had to do it a second or third time. When you get to the end, they're going to want you to back between 2 trailers. It's not very difficult. It's about like an average truck stop back. They're going to make you get out and look once. As a requirement for the deal, you have to get out and look once. One of my good friends got out and looked 3 times. There's no shame in that. There's no harm in that. Take your time, get out and look, and whatever you do, do not hit a trailer. Take your time. After that, they get really, really cool with you, but it's kind of like a pretty tense environment till you pass that road test. But it's very doable. Heck, they make a lot of the office people go out there and do it. Odds are the recruiter you talk to on the phone has done their little obstacle course, road course. My recruiter did. And so it's not something that is super hard. I did have a good friend / viewer of mine that did not pass it this week. And so that, I don't know if I got to talk to him and give him that advice, but this is why you need to work with me. This is why you need to work with my recruiters so that I get a chance to give you this kind of information before you get there. Give you the cheat codes where you can be most successful. This is why if you're already at TransAm and you're struggling, you need to reach out to me or reach out to somebody at TransAm that can help you figure out what's going on. Like Bloomer, channel member, I know you have a lot of options after the lease, but do you have a truck model in mind? Currently looking at, I can tell you that, currently looking at the new Volvo, the new Peterbilt, a new Freightliner, or staying in this truck. All consuming jaws. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Where are we going? Ted Van Buskirk, everything's going good. Just stopped from a 10-hour break here in Knoxville, Tennessee. That sounds like a good deal. W. Jones says he's at home getting a new clutch installed on downtime. Not cheap. Yeah, what's a clutch run now? About 6,000? I have no idea. W. Jones, Roy McIlroy in the lead at the Masters. might make some money after all. Well, there you go. That'll offset your downtime, hopefully, depending on how much you bet. Cheap freight hauler, CFH is me. Yeah, I figured it out afterwards. It took my brain a minute, but I caught on. But cheap freight hauler, Google should have known that was you. They should have, when I say CFH, Google should have said, oh, everybody knows that's cheap freight hauler. Race and Ray, channel member moderator. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late getting in here today. No problem. Glad you're here, man. Michael says it takes a good period of time legally standpoint in case of someone get cold feet during the sale of the company. Yeah. Yep. So let's see. My glasses got blurry. This is the problem I'm having with glasses. I reach up and adjust them, and I get smudges on the screen, and then I have trouble seeing. Ronnie Richardson, that's what we're going to call it, says, do you have to do a pre-trip on the test? Nope, it's they don't make you do a pre-trip. They just have you walk out there, and everybody goes through the little obstacle course. They can run 2 trucks at once, and it's just like an S pattern with some pretty sharp curves, and then you go around, and they call it a 45-degree back. It's not what I would traditionally call a 45-degree back, but it's very similar to what you do in a truck stop parking lot on a daily basis. And the guys that are failing it, I don't know if they're just getting nervous, or if they're trying to show off and do it fast, or if it's because they got so many people watching. But it's definitely very doable if you just take your time and swing wide. That's if you don't get nothing else out of this, just remember when you do that road test, swing wide and get out and look. I don't care if you got to get out and look 10 times. It's not timed. Take your time, get out and look. Don't hit nothing. Cheap freight hauler. If you go with the new Volvo, it's going to be heavy. The Volvo 860 has seen at Matt's was 3,000 heavier than my T680. Yeah, it's all of the truck brands have something I really, really like about them, something I really, really don't like. Volvo seems like they depreciate really quick. They also can sometimes be harder to get parts for, can sometimes be harder to find somebody that can work on them, things like that. So it seems like a Volvo, the first 3 years of its life, is pretty reliable, but after that, they seem to go down quick. They also seem to sometimes struggle with electrical issues. So all of those things are things that I'm taking into consideration that are being worked in the equation. Things that I like about the Peterbilt and the current truck I'm in is TransAm is very, very familiar with PACCAR and Cummins and Peterbilt. Well, more specifically Kenworth's, but they're sibling trucks. And so getting service at a terminal, you guys know what I think about the TransAm shop, is a big influencer. Staying in this truck is a big option because I hate moving trucks. You guys know that. I've already kind of got everything where I want it in here. And so that's the deal on the Peterbilt and the Kenworth. As far as the Freightliner, I like Freightliner. I love the Detroit engine and the transmission of a Freightliner. They seem really reliable. Parts is easy to get. The things like that. Seems like the build quality is not quite always there. And so I'll just tell you guys, everything's going to come down to financial and where I think I can get the best deal. I'm currently negotiating with 3 different parties at the same time right now. And it'll be where I think I can get the best deal and what I think will be best for me and my business and my family and all. But that's kind of where that's at. But none of my plans involve me leaving TransAm. I know that's going around the internet. Oh, Trucker Todd's about to leave TransAm. He's just doing a 90-day lease, so he said he can complete one, and then he's off to the next company. Well, no, I can tell you, could that happen? Sure, especially with me losing my dispatcher, depending on how the new one works out, only having my dispatcher 2 weeks a month. Sure, it could happen. Is it in my plans right now? Absolutely not. Not even something I'm thinking about. And so that's where all of that stands. Now, if it ended tomorrow, do I have options? Absolutely. I think a lot of you know what company I would go to if I'm not at TransAm. I'm not gonna say it right now, but I think I'm gonna kind of stay. Just say that I do have options were this to end at some point. Late bloomer, channel member. How old can your truck be as an owner op to lease on? To the best of my understanding, and I would get with a recruiter on this if we got down to the wire, because I have looked at some older trucks too. It needs to be one that'll work with their ELD. So that's going to put it, depending on the truck model, somewhere around 99 or 2000. But it's my understanding, and again, I'd want to check this with the recruiter, that it just needs to be a truck that'll work with their ELD and that will pass a DOT inspection. But I understand the point of the question. There's a lot of companies, including Prime. I've heard Prime doesn't want you to have a truck that's over like 4 years old. So a lot of companies have that restriction. When I was dealing with brokers, a lot of brokers didn't necessarily have a restriction on the truck, but they had a restriction on the trailer. The trailer couldn't be more than 8 years old with some brokers, 10 years old with some brokers. And so, yeah, I get real cautious when I give out that kind of information on here because, I mean, I've still got people watching DART videos or Roadrunner videos from 5 years ago, and information changes over time. I had a guy criticizing my income from a video from 4 years ago, and I was going, well, 4 years ago, that was good. Maybe now it's not with diesel prices like they are. But so I've quit getting as specific, but yeah, that's something that we definitely want to run by a recruiter. But it is my understanding that as long as it'll run their ELD, they're okay with it. But I'm saying that with a 50 or 60% degree of certainty. Contrary to popular belief, I am not a recruiter for TransAm. If anything, I'm an umpire. I tell you the truth, good and the bad. If you want to put me down as your referral, I definitely appreciate it. But I don't have every single detail for the company. A lot of times when you ask me a question, I have to contact them and ask them. And I'm always going to tell you the truth, good or bad. And then you all are always going to make your decisions. And whatever you decide to do, I'm still going to try to help you either way. But I definitely do appreciate it when you put me down. It's just not required for my help. And it's not something that I set a goal for or strive for. I just keep doing the right thing and good things keep happening to me. Late bloomer, channel member, 7 years is what I was told for Prime. Well, they've changed it because it used to be like 3 or 4 years from what I was understanding. So that's good. 7 years is reasonable. You know, I was listening to a Swift channel the other day, and they were saying to lease, this was the guy's recommendation on the channel, lease a truck for 4 years, then roll it into the ERP program for another 3 years, and then you could have a $10,000 balloon payment or less on the truck at the end, and you'd get the title. Well, that's true, but you run 120,000 miles a year for 6 years, and you're going to be way up there in miles. You're going to at least need an in frame by that point. You're probably, you're going to probably need a new truck at that point. I don't know if that's necessarily advice I would follow or cling to, but that's what he was preaching on his channel. Okay, now I know who Late Bloomer is. Late Bloomer channel member says, I showed you that 2022 I looked at the other day. Yeah, that was a pretty nice truck. And I do have an option to get an international if I want to. I know a lot of y'all don't like international. There's things I really, really like about the international, and things I don't. Bad things about international are the transmission. When you're backing up, it surges. It's scary to back an international if it has an automatic, and also resale value. They go in the tank. If I bought an international, I would literally drive it till the wheels fell off because I know it's going to get almost nothing in trade-in value. So I would drive it as long as it financially made sense, and then I would trade it off. And I'd probably get $8,000 or $10,000 for it. But I don't have anything necessarily against international, but I know a lot of y'all do. They wouldn't be my first pick, but if the right deal come along or the right company come along, and then I would consider an international. And actually, if I left TransAm, that's the company I would consider would be a company that does do international. So I never say never, but it's not the current front running option for me. I just can't wait for y'all to hear everything. It's going to incite the trolls and the haters. It walks the line that pushes every button they have, and I think it's entertaining. I know a lot of you worry that it gets under my skin. It really doesn't. I think it's funny. I was talking to my uncle about this the other day. When you get to be my age, I'm 53 years old, not 58 like some rumors have said on YouTube. I'm 53. I was born in December of 72. When you get to be my age, you figure out what you're good at, what you're not good at. You know who you are. You're comfortable in your skin, and you don't really care what other people think of you. It's not like high school where I'm going, man, I hope this middle-aged truck driver finds me attractive. You know, if he gets on here and says I'm ugly or I talk slow, that's fine. I don't care. That's I wish that we could be respectful. My preacher watches sometimes. My grandkids watch sometimes. Wife watches sometimes. I wish we could be respectful, but they're all old enough to realize there's good and bad people in the world. And I'm not going to lose any sleep over somebody I don't know not liking me. Now, I've lost a little sleep over some friendships I've lost, some betrayals I've experienced over the years here on YouTube streets, but it is what it is. Late Bloomer, channel member 100, yes sir. All right, y'all are going to have to forgive me. Prior to coming on the air, I was eating chips with French onion dip, and I'm going to take another bite. I'll try not to crunch in your ear. The other day, I was really craving French onion dip when I was buying groceries, and now I'm about sick of it. I bought a big tub of it. I'm ready for it to run out. I'm not going to want any for a while. And Mr. Brian Vanderway, Good evening, Trucker Todd. Going to listen as I leave Youngstown to New Jersey. Drive safe, brother. Thank you, my friend. Glad you're here. Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all that listen while you drive. That's why I read all the comments and put them on the screen so that you can just listen and focus on driving. And I definitely appreciate everybody being here tonight. We've gone a little over an hour and comments are slowing down a lot. I'm not sure how much longer we'll be on here tonight. But when they usually start slowing down like this, just to fill some time while I'm waiting for y'all to type your questions and comments, I usually remind everybody, give this video a thumbs up, share it on your social media platforms or to your friends as a text message. Make sure you're subscribed. After you subscribe, click that bell, select all, so that you're notified when future videos come out. Also, there's a new feature called Hype, Hype. If you select that, you can hype 3 videos a week, and that really helps me out. It puts me higher in the algorithms. Also, there's a join button down there. If you would like to become a channel member, you can click that if you're on an Android or a laptop. If you're on an iPhone, you got to get on a laptop. And you can become a channel member for just $5 a month. Also, next to where you type your comments, there's a $sign. If you want to do a super chat like we got earlier from Chris and Joe on the go, you can do that. That is definitely not required or expected, but definitely appreciated. And so if any of those options interest you, most of the things are free to do. Obviously, if you become a channel member, that's $5 a month. And then if you want to do a super chat or something, I think they start at like 99 cents. I don't even know. And channel member Late Bloomer says, see y'all later. All right, he's checking out. Thanks for popping in tonight. For those of you that are in the replay gang that'll be watching later, you can still leave a comment. You can still do a thumbs up and all of those things. I read all your comments unless I miss one. And I definitely appreciate you when you do that. All right, it looks like we're losing everybody. Well, we're not. We're still at 25. Comments are kind of slowing down. I think a lot of you are driving. That's the bad thing about doing a Sunday night video. A lot of you are returning to work and you can't really type a lot. You just kind of listen. So we got everything out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for sticking with me tonight. We'll catch y'all on the next video. Y'all have a good night.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind. With these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids. For this life I wanna live. And this is why I do